Good morning, Mark Frederic here, La Charcuterie Anglais, with a coffee. It's a bit of a prompt, okay? Buy me a coffee. I'm getting more comfortable making these videos now, so I'm relaxing and got a coffee on the go. Right, okay. Another Q&A, all right? Question and answers. Salami making. Using cultures or don't use cultures. What's the best method? And that came in from Jason. So Jason, well, it's entirely up to you. It's what you prefer. If you're making your own salamis, it's entirely up to you. I mean, centuries ago, there was no cultures, and then somehow along the way, probably accidental, I'm guessing, something got into a mix, and and changes occurred, so to speak. So but I've got a couple of salami. These are shop bought ones, and these are the remainders I've got in the house as it happens. So and then this is one from a supermarket. This one's been smoked, and I'm just gonna. It's quite a large salami slice, compared to this one. And as you can see with the colour, they've been well fermented and everything else. And I can tell just by looking that these have got cultures in them. That's just through experience. That's all that is. And but if you want to know yourself as to whether they've got cultures in or not, then just take yourself a little bite. And if you get that, that's quite nice. And if you get that tang in the bite, once you just start chewing, and the flavours just start to go towards the back of your tongue and your mouth, you get that tang. It's almost like tasting like malt vinegar, almost, in a lighter form. So a bit like that good vinegar they used to use in the fish and chip shops. But so it's just got that essence about it. That tells you immediately there's culture in the salami. So if you prefer that style of salami, that taste, that tang, that experience, then you need to be adding cultures. And there's you can buy cultures now from specialist suppliers on the internet, and the easiest way is to look at cheese making. So culture is used heavily in cheese making. So go to one of your cheese making suppliers and you'll find lots of cultures to work with. So or get on these salami Facebook sites where you can follow those people who are learning, and questions have already been answered where you can get this stuff from. All right, but that's my route. Or what I would suggest is you, especially for the home users, is just go to your supermarket and buy yourself some probiotics, okay? So that can come in many different forms, which prompts me to tell you a bit of a story. Excuse me for coughing. Years ago, when I was teaching butchery and charcuterie around UK at some terrific venues, like Ashburton Cookery School. Time at Southrock was one of my favourites. Beautiful place. But one of my regulars, where we used to get people in from Dalesford Farm Shop, staff members, was at Empire Farm in Somerset, and there we had regular people coming on courses. And a guy walked through the door one day with his daughter from Devon, farmer. I'm pleased to say, I don't know why I'm saying that, but I'm just pleased to say. And he brought a tip to class, which I adopted, I've taken and shared with everybody else, because, you know, good things you need to share. And this guy's name was Mike, I remember. I can't recall his surname, like I said, but I know he's a farmer from Devon, and he came with his daughter. And he shared that he uses Yakult in his salami mixes. And as soon as he said it, and I thought, God, eureka. Yeah, excellent. What an excellent idea. There's other brands available, of course. But there's like, and I thought to myself, oh, wow, here I am teaching the damn trade, teaching salami, where salami is part of salami. And here's a guy who walks in, farmer, and saying, you know, I've got a tip, and shares it with us. So from there on, and that's what I've used, you know, things like Yakult. And in the beginning, I was forever using Yakult and forever teaching about it. And it was just easy. They just come in those small containers, and they were perfect for the amount of mixes that we were making. So yeah, so so if you want something nice and you want the culture taste, you know, the tang in your salami, that's the way to go. If you don't want that preference, and you prefer just a meaty salami, everything else is the same, minus the culture. All right. So it's entirely up to you. I quite like the meaty one, and you know, there's lots of flavours that can come out. The meat just tends to be a little, shall we say, less, bit of a duller colour, you know, perhaps sometimes, and then, you know, that's to like to guess at identifying it, but the taste can be marvellous. But let's jump back to Yakult, because Yakult, when I was using Yakult, I was doing a blog at the time, and which is still up on the internet, believe it or not, about using it. And then all of a sudden, many months later, I got a phone call out of the blue, you know, and Mark Frederick went, yes, that this is so and so from Yakult. I thought, oh, bloody hell, I'm in trouble, you know, because I've been writing about Yakult and in this form, you know, putting it into salami. And so I was getting ready like to get a slap on the wrist. But no, it was the opposite. They said, we've been trying to track you down because we've had a surge in sales. No, really? Why? And they said, well, we believe it's down to your blog. And we think all the DIY salami enthusiasts around UK are clearing us out of Yakult off the supermarket shelves, like, in order to make their salamis. And it's the only explanation we've got. Anyway, we've wanted to track you down to say thank you. And not only do we just want to say it, we want to show our appreciation. So they invited me down, me and the missus, down to London to a great big posh do in a venue on the Thames. And I can't think of the name of the venue now, but it was very close to a bridge, and obviously it's a place where music and stuff happens. And so anyway, when we got to this venue on the river, on the Thames, they had Leslie Garrett as the main show, if you like. And the London Philharmonic Orchestra was backing, for her session. Well, for her session, she did the whole show. It was her, and so there we were amongst hundreds and hundreds of people in the audience, all given different forms of Yakult to drink as an aperitif before going in to see the show. And then, of course, we had the show, and then everybody just cleared out thereafter, and we, you know, had a great time. Thought it was wonderful to be appreciated in this way. So anyway, from the Yakult days, you know, I've used many things. I look around the supermarkets and I have probiotics, you know, at the forefront of my mind now when I make my own salami or when I'm teaching it and take different probiotics to class and retell Farmer Mike's story. So you know, so there we are. That's what you can do. Look at the probiotic range in the supermarkets if you want to do DIY. If not, then get online, buy the professional cultures. Like I said, you can use the cheese making avenue if you wish. If if you're struggling to find where to find these sources, and you know, just get on and you know make your own salami. So you know, you want meaty version, as I call it, which is non-culture, or the one you know with the culture, you know, which I express as tangy, a bit like malt vinegar. So I'm a fan of vinegars anyway. So I eat loads of pickles. Sorry, but he's digressing again. Anyway, I hope you like the story. I hope you like the video. If you're making salami, good luck. You'll enjoy the experience. There's a lot to it, a lot behind it, but it's good, easy fun. And when you get it right, then it's the world's best, you know, for sure. So then you're sharing it amongst your family, your friends, and all that sort of thing. So if you like the video, please go down into the description, buy me a coffee. There'll be a link down there. Please buy me a coffee, and literally just a coffee. All the money will go towards making these videos and to do some help some fundraising campaigns. So so the money's not lost. And yeah, till the next time, keep your questions coming in, and toodaloo.